All right, welcome, guys. This is Numair from the Unfolding Destiny podcast, where we teach you how to build your life within the context of your true identity. Today, I've got my good friend Wyatt on the call, and Wyatt, if you could just introduce yourself to let the world know who you are.
So I am Wyatt. A lot of people know me from doing music, rapping, writing songs. Now I kind of just transitioned into doing like sneaker reviews on YouTube and kind of being like a personality on YouTube. So yeah, that's who I am.
So let's talk about that. So you have this history of doing music, and I've listened to a bunch of your songs as well. We used to actually play it at the store, so they were really well designed. Like the videos are amazing. You have all this life and energy in those videos, and I forget what one of the lyrics were, but it was like "what you durin." I don't remember. It was something like that, right? And like I was like, "Yo, this is good." And now you're doing sneaker reviews, so I guess like where does one end? Where does the other begin? Like, how do they work together? Are you still in
I
music?
think
Or
I mean I haven't been doing any music lately, but I have been adding my music like when if you anybody watches any of my videos, I any music that's in my videos as far as like the intro or if like any type of music, it's actually my own music. So I'm putting my own music into my YouTube channel. So I'm not using anybody's instrumentals or vocals. I'm using all my stuff. So it's 100% original, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I always was into shoes, even when I was doing music, even when I was growing up. I always liked shoes. Anybody that knows me from, elementary school to whenever, like I'm known for having like really, pristine shoes. So it kind of just made sense for me to take that transition and go into doing like shoe reviews and talking about anything involving shoes.
okay, so that's I always wonder because I watch your shoe reviews, and I know you got that little beat at the beginning. So you
Yeah.
didn't pay someone to do, you did that yourself.
No, yeah, that's an instrumental. That's a song that I did. And then I just took the vocals off of it and just kept the instrumental.
Okay, so that's like your way of kind of staying tied to music. So like from what I've known of you, I always kind of thought that you were always tapped into music, and I always felt like you want to get back into it. But I know now, like it's been a while. I mean, you're married now and you've got your own house, you're looking at your career, but now you're also podcasting about sneakers. Do you think music is ever gonna become like the forefront again, or have you transitioned over?
That's a good question. I think I'm always gonna love music. I feel like I always will do music. I just don't know where it's gonna go. Like I just do music because I love to do it. So if I happen to release new music and it maybe takes off like it did before, then maybe I'll do music. But I don't think I like right now. All my focus is on doing like the sneaker reviews and stuff.
So what's interesting to me is you just had what 500,000 views. Just you just hit that recently, right, on your channel.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it seems like you have an audience. It seems like people are receptive to your message and everything. And so I guess
yeah.
my question is, okay, I don't. So I know you love music because I personally know you, and I know you're good at what you do. You're good at your craft, and I also see that you've got thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube. So it just doesn't add up to me mathematically. Like you've got the audience, you've got the hundreds of thousands of views, you've got the craft, you've got the artistry behind it, but you're not focusing on music. But music is what got you here. So
Yeah.
how do you rationalize that? Like is are you just literally just stepping away from music? Is that what it is?
Pretty much. I mean, I'm pretty much stepping away from music. I mean, I haven't created any music in years. So I think my last album I released, everybody's favorite. Of course, that's kind of like my slogan that I use. That was released a couple years ago on New Year's, and it's actually still selling. I still make money off the album.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty profitable on the album. I don't make gas money on the album. Like I still make good money on it. Uh, and I use the songs in my YouTube videos. So now I'm making money off of the songs on my YouTube channel. So I mean, I think I'm just doing that. This is the transition. Like this is what I want to do next. This is my passion, and I'm just taking it to the next level.
Okay. So now how do you manage something like this? Like I know you love sneakers. Obviously, I see like 1,000 boxes behind you, and
They're
it's
not
great.
real. They're not real. Don't worry about it. It's just a poster I'm just playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's
that's
about there's
interesting
about.
though. What I love about this is though it's interesting. Like there's different sides to you. Like you've always been into music, you've always loved music, but then you've always loved sneakers, and now you're taking it. You're just putting your all into the sneakers, right?
Yep, 100%.
Okay, so tell me how this idea came about.
I always had this idea. It's just, like you always have ideas, right? Everybody always has some type of idea, but it always just takes that one thing in your mind that just makes you want to, move forward and create that idea and actually just like jump off the diving board and just do it, like take a chance. So like I said, I've always been in the shoes. I watch all these people on YouTube that's doing similar stuff that I'm doing, and I'm like, yo, I always talk to my friends, my wife. I'm like, yo, I can do this better. Like, I know I can do this better. Like, so just one day, I called up my one of my good friends, Matt Simone, and I'm like, yo, I need you to help me, record this. I know you know what you're doing. This is my vision. Let's come together. And literally, like, he was like, let's go. Like, I'm like right now. Like, I'm a type of person. If I set my mind to do something, I'm doing it. Like, it can be right. Like, if me and you were talking right now, you're like, hey, let's do this. I'm like, all right, I'll be over right now. Like, I'm that type of person. Like, I have that much passion. So like, and it just happened. That's just how it happened. Like, it's been working in progress, but this was just the right time, like the right time for the right place, and it just took off.
Yeah, I see a lot of people commenting on your videos, and it's insane. You've really found like it sounds like you found your niche. What's your vision behind this? I mean, you're a visionary guy. I know you're not just looking at the present moment. What
Yeah.
what do you what do you want out of this channel?
I mean, I want this channel to be like the number one go to. Like, if you're a young kid, if you're a older adult, if you're a young teen, like I want them to be like just to go on YouTube, or maybe even one day I'll have my own, like, how like television is kind of always evolving. Like, I might even have my own channel, or like my own segment on like a TV show, like about pretty much doing what I'm doing now, just to another level. So my end goal is to be like the number one guy that is just undeniable. Like, if you're gonna go look up a new shoe, like go to Wyatt, everybody's favorite page. Like, that's the guy that knows what he's talking about. He always has good content. You know, that's pretty much what I want to do. And then this involved, like, obviously I'm buying all my shoes, maybe like get some sponsorships is probably the next thing right now. Getting sponsorships, um, clothing sponsorships, shoe sponsorships, so they can send me some stuff I can promote their product, and it's kind of be an endorsement to their brand.
Okay. So you say a lot of interesting things over here. And what I also know of the sneaker industry is that there's a lot of sneaker reviewers on YouTube, a lot of them. And you
Yep.
said you wanted to rise to the top, you wanted to be the premier channel. So what would you do to become that guy? Like, how would you kind of rise above all the other channels? What are you going to do differently?
I mean, I feel like the stuff that I'm doing in my videos now is taking me to that next level. I mean, obviously I'm learning every day. I feel like being consistent, being up on everything that's going around the world in the sneaker industry, and being current, being able to pretty much be like a chameleon and talk about anything as far as involving that culture. And I think I'm doing a great job at it. So I just kind of the progress I've been, doing recently, I feel like I just need, this time next year, like it's gonna be out this world. Like, I just know it will be. Like, hopefully I won't even be working. Like, hopefully this can be a full-time job. Like, so
Would you make this your full-time job if you could?
yeah, definitely.
Now, do you have any website in the works or any type of personal promotion? I know you got a YouTube channel, but how do you plan
Yeah, I have a
on?
YouTube. Obviously, I have an Instagram. Wyatt, everybody's favorite 302. So I'm on that more than anything, because I can engage more with my audience on Instagram, like in direct messages, or if they want to talk about, ask me, if like people comment on my Instagram, like, hey, when is this shoe coming out, or hey, you know where I can get this shoe at, and I'll look for them. I'll physically go look. Hey, here goes the shoe you wanted. I send them the link, and they buy the shoe, which is awesome. It's like, they're counting on me to find the shoe for them.
Are you serious? Is that
Yeah, like
happening?
recently, like the other night, a dude hit me up. He was like, that I've been talking to. Obviously, he's been like, hey, I love your videos and things like that. But I keep the conversation going. I feel like building that relationship, just like in any industry, is the most important. Like you want to build a relationship, you want to have that steady convo, so they always can rely on you. So he asked me one day, he's like, "Yo, I didn't get the chance to get these shoes. Do you know anywhere I can get them?" At the time, I was like, "No, I don't. I have no clue. Like it's sold out everywhere." And then I just randomly popped up on a link. I sent him the link, like, "Hey, here goes your size, bro. Like, hurry up and get them." And then he sent me back, "Hey, I just purchased them. Thank you. Like, like I really appreciate. Like this has never happened before." He was like, "I usually try to talk to sneaker guys and they never really respond to me and things like that." So like me doing that, I feel like it's taking the customer service to the next level.
That's incredible. Yeah, having those conversations is so important. Like you're gonna find that there's gonna be people liking your posts on Instagram. There's gonna be people liking your YouTube videos, commenting on them, and there's gold in that. I mean, if you can respond to them, if you can figure out why they're liking your post, hey, like why did you like my post? What did you like about it? Oh,
Yep.
well, I really like sneakers. You can probably find ways to like at least get them to get to the
Yep.
sale. Now, my
Yep.
wonder is like, let's go future state. How do you monetize off of an interaction like that? Because in this case, you just sent him a link. That's it, and that's cool. He
Yeah.
bought the sneakers, but you didn't get anything out of it except for goodwill. So I'm wondering
So
though, like, how do you
well,
monetize off of that?
I think the easiest way to do it is get phone numbers and emails. Like as we're talking and building a relationship, ask for his phone number. Like, hey man, what's your phone number? Like next time, like I have like I'll put you in this group chat and I'll let you know when all my videos come out or when there's a new snip. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can take it to that level, which is more personal now. I'm hitting up your cell phone, which everybody can't live without. So like, and now I have the direct contact to you just like that. In like a blink of a second, I can text you or call you, or you can text and call me. I feel like that's an easier way because like if Instagram goes away, if Facebook goes away, if YouTube goes away, like I'm gonna have your phone number. Like obviously, I feel like most people don't change their phone number that often. So
But still, like, how would you make? I'm just thinking, like, from a capitalistic standpoint. All right, they're in your group. You have like a
yep,
text message going out. How would you make? Would you be like their guy that finds the sneaker deals for them, and would you kind of get a cut out of that? Like, would
I
you
could do
buy the
that. Yeah,
sneakers? Yeah, you could buy the
yeah,
sneakers yourself and then sell them like
yep,
that way,
yeah.
right?
I could definitely do that too. I know a lot of people that do that. I mean, I currently do that also. Excuse me. So I do actually sell shoes also. So I'll get shoes early, or I will find them in stores and buy them, and then I'll sell them. So that's being done also.
Now tell me what drew you to shoes in the first place? Like, what do you love about them? Because obviously there's a passion behind it. What do they
Yeah,
represent
I
to you?
mean, I feel like they represent a lot of like I'm really big into Jordans and Iverson shoes, like Allen Iverson shoes, and they kind of like create memories. Like when I first watched Jordan play, like I want them shoes. Like there's a lot of shoes when I was a kid I could never get. Like maybe I didn't have the money, or my parents might have not had the money. So now that I'm actually getting some money in life, I want to get these shoes, like these famous Jordan shoes that he won a championship in, or whatever. Like had a big shot, wearing these shoes. So that kind of drawed me into getting Jordans. And then Iverson is kind of like the same way. Going to a lot of Sixers games. I'm a huge Sixers fan. If you can't tell, like every shirt that I wear in my videos is like some type of Sixers shirt. So I'm a huge Sixers fan. I'm a huge Iverson fan, and I feel like the same way about him.
So what would you say to someone who has no clue about shoes? Like what would get them into sneakers? Is it that they have to be like rabid sports fans? Do they kind of have to know like
Yeah, I
there's
mean, I don't know. I feel like no one can get you into sneakers. I feel like it's just something that you have to just want to get into. Like everybody, I feel like everybody likes a new pair of shoes, right? Everybody,
yeah,
likes that fit. Like when you get a haircut, you're like, yeah, like you feel like a new person. Like I feel like
right.
when you buy a new pair of shoes, you're kind of like in that same mode, like that same vibe. Like hey, I just got these new pair of shoes. Like I feel like I can be kind of like that segue, like to get them into that feeling, into that good feeling state of like buying a new pair of shoes. But it's something that you have to want to do yourself. Like I can't. I mean, I can give you everything, all the information about the shoes and the upsides and the dislikes, but it's kind of your choice to say if you want them or not. You know.
Now, is there a certain pair that you have that's like your favorite or one that you would dream of?
Um, there's a lot, man. I feel like I got to the point where I'm like getting like doubles of shoes.
Doubles. Why doubles?
Yeah, so you get doubles because you wanna obviously you wanna cherish that new pair of shoes. Like you don't want to wear them. Like you
Okay.
always want that new look. You don't want it to be dirty or anything like that. And you get the other pair to wear. So, yep.
That's interesting. Now, how do you, in this world, I know there's a lot of fakes, there's a lot of like a scam
Yep.
out there. How do you know that, like, when you refer someone to a sneaker, that it's the real deal? Because a lot of the time, especially with some of these, like, you can't just get them off of Nike.com. They're sold out of Nike.com. They're sold off of the main manufacturer's website. So how do you know that you're selling something that's authentic?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times that's where I'm getting the shoes from, where I'm getting them from a reputable dealer or a person that I've done plenty of deals with. I recommend like certain people to go to, or like I'll physically get the shoe myself from them. But knowing what sneakers look like, obviously fakes gotten better and better and better over the years, so it's harder to tell what a real shoe is and a fake shoe is. But I feel like I've been pretty successful at doing that, throughout the years. So I try to recommend like websites that are like authentic websites. So there's a lot of websites besides like Foot Locker and Nike and things like that. So Adidas, there's other websites that are just as authentic as them.
Now, what about like fashion, like Balenciagas or Gucci, or I guess borderline Yeezys? Like, do you have a
Yeah.
certain like category that you only are you just basketball and sports, or would you go into those other categories as well?
I probably wouldn't go into like the high fashion. Like I used to wear a lot of high fashion shoes and stuff, but it's just like, I'm not really too interested in that at the moment. Yeezys, yeah, I do a lot of Yeezys also. They're those boxes behind me. It's pretty much just Nike, Jordan. It doesn't even have to be a basketball shoe. Like a lot of my shoes I have aren't really basketball shoes. They're more just for looks, like regular day, just wearing them.
Now, all right, so you've got the music, you've got the shoes, but who else are you? Like, how does this fit into the greater picture of your life? Like, I know you're kind of focusing on this one market and this is what you
Yep.
love, but I almost feel like when you're dealing with someone who has multiple passions, they find a way to kind of unify them across different channels. And I know you're starting to put your music into this, and I know those are all original beats and everything like that. But like, what else are things that you're focusing on outside of sneakers, outside of music, that you think could also probably help impact your brand as why everybody's favorite?
I mean, I still have a full-time job, so I mean, I'm still really passionate about that. Meeting new people, doing the best I can at my current job, which I work at Best Buy. So I'm one of the managers at Best Buy. So I'm still trying to evolve that, like to a point where I'm super comfortable. I love going to work, so that's something else that I'm doing. Obviously, I have a family still, so I have kids. I have two kids and a wife, so
Two
that's a
kids and a
lot.
wife. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I'm juggling, you know. So yeah.
So how do you find a way to juggle all that? So you're a manager at Best Buy, you got the sneaker thing, there's a musical past. How do you, and you're a father of two kids, you're married, how do you manage to get all that done?
I
And
mean, I feel like it's just a lot of communication, a lot of being on the same page, a lot of compromise and things like that. Just to get to the greater goal, So which has been working out pretty good at the moment. So
does your wife watch your videos? Is she a fan?
yeah, she definitely watches my videos. I tell her she needs to comment more and like my stuff. But yeah, no pressure.
Now, was she a bigger fan of the music or the sneakers?
I think at the moment the music. I
She's a
think
bigger fan of the music.
As of now, I mean, I just got started doing the sneakers, like as far as what I'm doing now. So time will tell, you know. Everything doesn't happen overnight. So
But you see yourself doing this every day. I mean, like I've seen how many videos do you have now? Like 10, 15? Like how many do you have for this channel?
I think uh I think a little over 10.
A little over 10. What's your most
Yeah.
popular video?
The when I was reviewing the Jordan 1 mid black toe Chicago's, I think it almost has like 8,000 views.
8,000 views on that one video. So tell me a little bit about that. Like what's so special about that shoe? And you don't have to say the whole thing again because obviously there's a video
Yeah,
about it,
yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing that made that video special is a lot of Jordan people that been into the shoes for a long time. They're like the Jordan 1s are known for like high tops. So if you wanted a Jordan 1 sneaker, which is like Jordan's first sneaker, it was always a high top shoe. So this pair is a mid, which is like half the size, but it's in a amazing colorway that a Jordan 1 high top would be. So there's a lot of controversy of I like this shoe, but it's a mid. So it's like I really like the way this shoe looks, but I wish it was in a high top. And then people are just so like non-mid Jordan shoes. They kind of like frown upon getting like a Jordan mid shoe for some reason.
why
So
is
this
that?
colorway, because it's not the OG look, it's not the original look for Jordan. Jordan never wore mids,
He
so
never
he
wore
always wore high.
mids.
No, I mean he did. I think like when he first started, from my knowledge, but he not like he wasn't like the one high tops or like the ones that kind of took over. So everybody frowns upon the mids.
Everybody
So
frowns upon.
this video just like took off, which is awesome. Yeah.
What were some of the comments that people were saying in this video?
I mean it only has 10 dislikes, which isn't that bad, and it has 154 likes. So more obviously a lot more people liked it than disliked it. Um and honestly, this video kind of gave me a lot of traction because people asked, like, kind of like I was saying before with the other guy I was talking to about, like, where can I buy these? Like, they're sold out all over the place. Like, I was helping people get this shoe that really liked it. So a lot of people were in the same predicament as me. They wanted the shoe, you know. So I bought my wife a pair. The ones I'm reviewing in the video are a size 7 for my wife. So I didn't even have my own pair yet. I bought them for her.
Oh, really?
And I was like, let me review yours because I think this might be interesting. I think a lot of people might like this. And then like I ended up getting my own pair, but yeah,
Are they super hard to find?
not at the moment. I mean, so like Nike, Foot Locker, like foot sites like them, they release them and then they sell out. So like they go fast. Like as soon as they release them, they sell out. But they always it seems like once a week they might release them again.
Once a week they might release them again. So I'm just now thinking like future state, like so you've got this video, you've got these videos that you're putting out almost daily now, and I feel like there's a way to kind of brand yourself off of that, kind of like you know who Gary Vaynerchuk is.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like putting out content every single day and then just putting it
Yep.
out there. Sometimes it could take you a few years for you to really have your voice and everything like that. But do you see yourself being more so, even 4 or 5 years out, are you still going to be reviewing sneakers? Is that like your shtick? Or do you feel like there's going to be something beyond that at that point? Like, do you still want to, is it still going to be media-esque or are you going to start doing I don't know, consulting? Are you going to make your own sneaker line, custom shoes? I know some people do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this moment it could go anywhere, man. I think yeah, it could. I don't know. Um, but the way it's going, I feel like there's a lot of avenues I could take. And I think I'm ready for it. So yeah, I mean, maybe I do see I don't know. I don't see myself 3 years from now still reviewing shoes, like kind of like I'm doing now, but maybe to a higher level, like maybe designing the shoe, maybe one of these sneaker brands picks me up, and I don't know, like like I'm ready for anything. So
Because one of the things I would recommend is like having a voice like this is incredibly important. And it's really hard to look into the future, especially if you love doing what you're doing right now. But the
Mhm.
powerful thing behind what you've got going on right now is that it costs you nothing. I mean, it might cost you a little bit. You might have to buy the shoe, but it doesn't really cost you anything to actually promote it and talk about it. It's almost free. You just get on the camera and you talk about it. But at the
Yep.
same time, because of that, what's happening is that there's a way for you to actually grow a following and actually keep in contact with all of these people. So I guess my thing is like if you can grow your list of subscribers and actually find a way to stay in constant communication with them, stay in constant contact with them, then when it comes down to it, you could actually sell them whatever it is that you're looking to sell them. It doesn't have to be a sneaker, it could be anything. So I guess
Yep.
I know you said that yeah, you have all these subscribers on your YouTube channel and they're commenting and whatnot. But do you have like a way to email them or get in contact with them? Do you have something set up where let's say they you put a video up, right? And I'm just kind of giving you ideas here. You put up a video, you say, "Hey, look, go to my Wyatt everybody's favorite website. Right now I've got a special promotion going on. Put your name and email in the boxes. You get their email and then they get some freebie out of it." But do you have any way to generate a list?
At the moment, no, but it's definitely coming. Yeah, I didn't plan it on it taking off like this so
Yeah.
fast. So, um, yeah, I want to start doing like merch and things like that. Getting my logo on the shirts. Promoting my brand a little more heavy. So, yeah, getting emails and creating a website and diving more deep into the business is definitely to come.
Look, man, because of how quickly this is going, I almost feel like you're gonna have that level of pull. Like you don't understand. I mean, I think you kind of do because you're humble, but you just almost it seems like you don't realize what your potential is, and it's cool. I like it. It's endearing because your head's not up your butt. But what I'm saying is
Yeah,
that I honestly think you of all people like you've got this incredible YouTube channel. People don't know where to go after they go to the channel. If there was some way where if you were to put up a website and find a way to capture that data, that information, like you, whatever you're looking to build is going to build so much more quickly. Like you're going to be able to make so much more money, like in the shorter run. I mean, you're not going to
yep,
have to wait 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's a great point.
So I'm thinking like is there a way for you to start thinking about like merchandising yourself? Like you just said it right now, but getting a Wyatt t-shirt or something like is there a way for like these people who are subscribed to your channel to take a bit of Wyatt into their lives? Like do you have anything like that in the works?
Yeah, I have t-shirts. I'm gonna start doing like so once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do like a big giveaway uh for like my whole like everybody that's subscribed. Like I might put out. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but there's definitely works. I need about another less than 500 subscribers to hit to 1,000. So I feel like that's the mark. That's gonna give me enough time to get everything ready and prepared. So when I do hit 1,000 subscribers, but yeah, merch is definitely gonna be coming.
What kind of
So
merch?
t-shirts, t-shirts definitely, hoodies, t-shirts and hoodies, but I'm trying to think of something different because everybody does t-shirts and hoodies. Maybe
Um
maybe like shoelaces. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something different that I can do.
okay, so now I'm just getting a little creative here, but what I'm also thinking about is so you put the music together for your videos, right?
I do.
Do you think, and this is like a thought here, do you think that as your brand grows, you could also be producing beats on the side and then selling beats just because of how much exposure you have through your sneaker channel? Is that a possibility or is that something you're not interested in anymore?
It's possible. I probably wouldn't be interested in doing that. Just because I think it just takes away from what I'm passionate about at the moment. So yeah, it takes a while to make beats. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm just thinking about different angles that you could take to really like leverage your brand and like your musicality and all the things that you've done in the past. I think that's pretty exciting. Like, I don't know, man. Like putting out merchandise, having out thousands of videos and views and stuff like that. I think that's really, really cool. I'm just really thinking though, like as it stands right now, seems like you're gonna be a blogger, and I think that's cool. It's you can
Yep.
be an influencer in that regard. I always wonder though, like at that point, you're still the face of the brand. It's just you, and I'm wondering if there's a way to kind of make it so that you could have a team with you and actually build an, I guess, an empire off of that. Do you want? How big do you want this thing to go? I mean, I know you want it to be on YouTube, but how big do you want it
Now
to
I
go?
want it to go as big as possible. Like I feel like there's so much more than like kind of like you're saying, like to sum it up, like there's so much more than just YouTube. Like, there's TVs, like like people, everything's kind of coming down to like a lot of streaming things. Like everybody's streaming, so YouTube has been like super popular. But I want to go as big as possible, man. I want to go big. So
Like kind of like I kind of think of like how Kanye did it. He started off with music, then he became a fashion mogul and
yeah.
a designer and all this other stuff. Do you see yourself segueing into? I mean, I know you said merchandise and that's one thing, but do you see yourself going into other industries as well, like fashion or entertainment, possibly, or would it
Yeah.
always kind of? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, I don't have like I'm trying to just do this first. Like this is like what I want to do at first. But yeah, I mean, if something else comes about, yeah, definitely. Like I'm willing to make it work if it makes sense.
So let's peel back the layers just a little bit here because I'm interested. Like anyone who starts a YouTube channel, they don't have like 8,000 views overnight. And I know the sneaker, you said it yourself, sneakers are a little bit oversaturated. There's a lot of people doing sneaker reviews. But what did you do to build up your audience to the point where you had this level of a following, this much traction? Like, what do you do marketing wise to get that level of exposure?
Um, so I didn't do much. I feel like obviously I feel like like the tag on the video, like you have to make like your thumbnail really entertaining. You have to make sure your title grabs the attention of the viewer so they want to click on it. And then once they click on the video, it's really up to you now. Like it's up to you to keep the viewer's attention so they can watch the whole video or watch a minute of it and then come back and watch more. So um but as far as like I'm really big on social media. So like Instagram, I'm contacting people that like sneaker posts. Like I'll go into all the likes and see who liked a particular shoe, and I'll contact them and say, hey, check out my video. Here goes the link. Yeah, like I'll go that deep, bro. Like I'll go to like the biggest sneaker like YouTuber and kind of like figure out his following, and I'll talk to his following and pretty much take his fan. Like I'll take them
Are
and
you
talk to them.
serious?
Yeah, like that's how deep I go. Like, and I'll even talk to like some of the bigger YouTube guys right now. Like, I'm doing a sneaker battle tomorrow,
What's
on
a sneaker
YouTube.
battle?
It's like so me and you are talking right now.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like it's gonna be mad people in the chat. So like, there's gonna be like four judges and me battling somebody else. So like, and that's like a really big YouTuber. Like he's gonna be hosting that, and I got into that. Um, so I pretty much just direct message a lot of these guys and tell them, hey, like, I watch your videos. I'm a huge fan. Like, when you get a chance, check out my videos. Like, I really appreciate it. Maybe we can get up and collaborate. Like, if you have any tips and things like that. So, and a lot of people respond back. So, I feel like once they see my content and my quality and my consistency, they know that I'm like the real deal. So, yeah,
So you're actually going to these people, you're messaging their followers, you're dropping links in that way, you're
yep,
messaging the YouTube channel as well. So you're doing a
yep,
lot of internal growth hacking, I call it. You're just kind of putting your message everywhere. You're doing your
yep.
research, you're finding out. So it's not like you're just putting a YouTube video up. That's not it. You're
No,
doing a lot more behind the scenes then to get that
yeah, I'm
exposure.
trying. Yeah, I'm trying to get I'm trying to get the audience to my pages. Like I'm trying to get the follow. I'm trying to get the subscription. I'm trying to get you to notify, like, so you can see when all my videos come out. Like I'm trying to have conversations with these people and see what they like, see what type of shoes they like, see what they're looking, what they're upcoming looking for, like, so I can put out that content and be the first to do it, and then get all the benefits from it.
That's really smart. And I think It's interesting. A lot of people, when they set up a channel or something, when they do something, they just hope that people find it. Oh, yeah, someone will find it. But you're actually structuring it out so that you're actually putting it out there, getting into the right hands. You're being proactive. How much
Yep.
time do you think this takes for you to get that word out? Like, how much time do you dedicate to self promotion?
Honestly, bro, it could happen super fast, or it could be a slow grind. Like it's back and forth. Like some of the stuff happens really fast. Like I'll go, like I'll do what I have. Like I'll spend like maybe like 30 minutes on Instagram and do what I just told you I did, and then I'll like turn my phone off, and then check back in like 2 hours, and I have like 100 followers and like eight comments on my videos just on Instagram, and I have like 6 subscribers on YouTube now just from doing that 30 minutes of work. So
What do you do in that 30 minutes of work?
like I said, I'll follow some of the people on Instagram. I'll go into their fans and talk to them and send them links, and then I reap the benefits of doing that. So
Are
and
you
like
serious? So wait a minute. So if I go to like an Instagrammer's page, I can see who's following them, and you just message those people that are following them.
correct.
And that's just 30 minutes of work right there, and that's how you grew kind of like your following. That's freaking genius, actually, if you really think about it. And a lot of the time, these Instagrammers, they might not even know, like the influencers, like because they probably have a million followers, but you can always go to their followers and you can always message them directly, you know? And then
Yep.
what's cool about you is that, like, if you, especially if you're building up your audience, you might get to a point where you might have like 100,000 followers. So a person that sees that you message them, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, who's this guy?" And they're gonna want to
Yep.
follow you, and they're gonna want to tell their friends. They're gonna screenshot it. It's gonna be really, really cool. So what you're really doing is you're just like you're doing where'd you figure this out? Where'd you learn this? Did you kind of study it
For
somewhere?
music, I'm doing the same pattern I did with my music, which is I already have a head start onto all this. So like the same process I was doing to promote my music, I'm doing literally the same exact stuff I did with my sneakers. So I'm not doing anything different.
Even with music, you did the same exact thing. So you would
Same
put
exact thing. Same
that's
exact thing.
incredible. Wow, I'm
Yeah.
like my mind is blown
Because
right
a
now.
video, because a video is a video, right? A music video is a sneaker video, right? People go on to YouTube and watch it. It's the same exact thing. So, however, like when I had a music page, like people subscribe to my music page to see my music videos. Now I'm doing sneaker reviews. People subscribe to my sneaker page. It's the same thing. So the same way I get traffic to that and get subscribers and have people come back and watch my videos is going to be the same way. So before
And
I
you
was
don't
selling music, I found out, hey, I'm selling music, I'm selling merch, I'm doing shows, I'm trying to get people to come out to see me perform. Like that's how I made the money. Like now I just got to figure out how to do that in the sneaker industry.
so that's powerful. You literally had an entire strategy behind it. And it's almost like you could growth hack anything. You could literally talk about ice cream sandwiches and then go to people on Instagram that like ice cream and message them. Like you could
Facts. Yep.
literally, right. Now, with these people, like, are you following them as well, or are you just directly messaging them?
I'm following them.
You're following them.
So yeah, so like I'm not following everybody, but I follow a good amount because a lot of people like to be followed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody likes to be followed. Like, it's like, oh, he's following me. Like, oh my God. Like, yeah, like I'm following you, bro. Like, that's fine. I see you too. Like, I know you see me, but I see you too. Like, it's like that. Like, it feels good. Like, you follow someone, they follow you back. You're like, yay. Like, so yeah, I follow a lot of people back, especially if they're a part of my family now. Like if you're watching my video, supporting me, liking it, commenting, like now you're actually a part now. Like if you're just ghost viewing my stuff, yeah, like nah, I'll probably unfollow you because you're not doing anything for me.
That's interesting. Oh wow. It goes against like man, it's just you scratch my back, I scratch your back, but this is valuable and I think a lot of people can get value from this. It's like no one understands the whole idea of the hustle. It's like, yeah, you can put your music out there, but if you're not doing anything with it, if you're not engaging the audience, if you're not going out and commenting on other people's posts, if you're not messaging people, then you're not going to be able to organically grow your reach. That's phenomenal. Like, I'm taking a slightly different approach only for the fact that I am more enterprising, I'm more entrepreneurial. So like I want to create my own programs and I want people to buy those. I'm doing my Unfolding Destiny thing because I just love talking about identity and culture and stuff like that. I haven't really started pushing my brand out there in that way because my biggest focus is I want to launch programs and stuff. But at the same time, I feel like it doesn't matter how you scale it. I think you need to find a way to brand yourself online as a person, and I think you're doing that really well through Wyatt. I
Yep.
just Wyatt's everybody's favorite. I feel like because you're going to be able to corner that, because you're doing this the right way, then when it comes down to a point where you do need to sell something, well, you've already got a list of 100,000 subscribers or followers. You can easily just promote something to them. So
Yep.
that's pretty phenomenal. Like, are you planning on? I know you said YouTube, 1,000 followers on there, subscribers, but what about Instagram? Do you have an idea for how
Yeah.
much you want to? Where? What do you?
Instagram's been moving really fast too. Because before I before I started doing the sneakers, I think I only had like 3,000 followers. Now I'm almost at 6,000.
You're almost at 6,000 now. In the
Yeah,
course of how much
and I only
time?
been. That's a good question. How long? When my first video
It was about a month ago. It was.
was I don't know. That's a good question. When was my first video? Let's check. My first video was I don't know, 22 days ago. I don't know.
So like, yeah, about a month ago. Within a month, you've gotten close to 6,000 followers, huh? And
No,
you're
I
not.
got 3,000 followers. I already had three. I'm almost. No, my first video was 3 weeks ago, bro.
Right, less than a month ago. Okay,
Yeah,
so you already had 3,000 followers because of your artistry, because you were a musician. So you already had that. But now
yeah,
you're about to double it.
yep,
And you're not paying for any of this traffic, are you? You're just messaging people.
yeah. It's just all organic. It's just building relationships. That's all it is. Like showing people you care, showing people you can be a human and answer questions and carry on a conversation, like, and just keep people's interest. Like that's about it, man. You have to be consistent. It's all about being consistent at the end of the day.
That is pretty genius, man. It's like you're finding these incredible people. Like you're finding people on Instagram who are commenting on other profiles saying, "Hey, how can I find the sneaker?" And you happen to know how to find that sneaker, so you're messaging that person directly and you're bringing them to that sneaker. I mean, like, it's incredible. Or maybe you're sending them a video of a review that you did. Or maybe
Yep.
you're looking at the conversation and then you're realizing, oh, people are talking about this other topic about sneakers. Let me do a video on that.
Yep. That's all it is. That's all it is, bro. Like it's that simple, but once it's like you have to have a plan, like because once you get the consumer, like you have to know what to do with it. Like there always has to be like what's next, what's next, what's next. Like so. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. The cat's out the bag.
The cat is out the bag. I mean, that's it's just it's about caring though. It's about you really build a reputation because I feel like you're the type of person that no matter how big you get in terms of followers and how much influence you have, you're never going to lose your roots in terms of, well, no, the reason why I was able to get this far is because I always kept in communication with my fans and my followers and all of that. And I
Yep.
think that's like the one person I think on Instagram who does this better than anyone else is The Rock, right? Like he does
Oh
a
yeah.
incredible job. He's so humble and he's so down to earth and like he shares his actual life with you and like you feel like there's this authentic character behind him. You love The Rock and like
Yep.
I remember like what was it? There was this post that he made recently. Grasso actually liked it, right? It was like, he was talking about how these days about fame versus like being unknown and how he's fortunate about it. But he's gotten to the point where he'll be at a restaurant and he'll know instantly, all right, that person's about to cry. That person's trying to get an autograph. Like he just knows it. But he's so
Yep.
humble because like he realizes, look, someone comes up to me and asks me for an autograph. What does it take? 30 seconds of my day, right? Like I'm in such a privileged area of my life. And I
Yep.
think that, yeah, man, like I think you're going to come to a point where you're going to have so many followers that you're not going to have to follow people back anymore. But at the same time, right now, as you build your reputation and your brand, what you're saying is you want to give a follow back to the people who also supported you while you were on your up and up. And I think that's
Yep.
definitely valuable, right?
Yep. Definitely. That's a great point. Yep.
Man, it's powerful. I see that, especially because of the way you're doing it, the future really is in your hands. Like there's nothing that you can say or do, or no one can take what you're building away from you. It's not luck. It's you're actually going after the market that you want to capture. And I think that's
Yep.
genius. My what kind of stifles me or kind of stumps me is what stopped you with, if you had this plan, you knew how to do this all along, what made you not go through with this with music the way you're doing it with sneakers? Were you just not as passionate? I remember a few years ago, you music was everything. What stopped you
Yeah.
from growing that brand?
I don't know, man. I think I just got to a point where it just wasn't fun anymore. Like I think that's all it was. It's just like, hey, like to me, music took a lot of work. Like it took a lot of traveling. It took a lot of money. Like it took a lot of dedication to do music, and I feel like it just got to a point where it wasn't fun anymore, man. Like it just really wasn't. So, and
Really?
I feel like yeah, it just stopped being fun. And this has definitely brought my passion back out. You know, this is like this has just brought me to another level. And I'm taking like we talked about before. I'm taking kind of like the same approach I did with my music, the stuff that I learned that worked, the stuff that didn't work, and I'm, putting it all into what I'm doing now. So I still love music. I still, there's times where I'm like, yo, I want to go down to the studio and make a song, but maybe I do it, maybe I don't. But this is what I'm putting all my eggs into right now.
That's interesting. Like, because we always see the highlight reel, and I see those music videos, and I see your following. I see the type of music you put out, and I listen to. I'm like, all right, this guy's really got something. But even though you loved music, you didn't love the entire lifestyle. You didn't love being on the road as much. You didn't like all the traveling. You didn't like being away from now what you have as a family. And it's just, it's
Exactly.
not
Yep.
right. It's not something that you could do. And it's almost like when you look at musicians, when someone's really like a musician, like they're on the road and they're traveling, you find oftentimes it's very hard for that person to actually have a relationship and a stable one. And it's hard for them to grow that because they're always on the road, they're always traveling. And it's like, and I guess in your case, you wanted to be a family man at the same time, right?
Yep. I did, and that's what I am. Like that's what I consider myself. But this is just another way to, this is just another thing that makes me happy besides my wife and kids. So yeah, this is my sport pretty much.
This is your sport. I mean, like I see it. I see like Dorsey's commenting on your post, managers from different Best Buys, and it's
Yeah, man.
like it's really really cool. Like people are watching and they're engaged in your content. They're seeing that this is actually really happening, and I think they're also attracted to the fact that you've got a lot of pull, a lot of subscribers, a lot of weight. That's I'm inspired, right? Like I'm like starting to see like how easy it is to get someone to follow you back. But as long as you're putting out real content that's valuable, that helps out another person, I think there's gold in that. Do you think everybody can do what you do in another niche? Or do you think that not everyone's made for video? Like, is this learnable?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everybody's not made for video. Like this has to be something about like there can be people that do everything I do, but just not like you put on you like click on the video and they're just like boring. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's either you have it or you don't have it. Um, to me, I mean, all the other stuff I feel like anybody can do. You know, like how I get to followers and how I get to, like anybody can do that. It's just pretty much just doing it. Like being a human and freaking talking to people. Anybody can do that and building a relationship. But like once the camera's on, that's where everything changes.
It
Like that's where,
does.
yeah, yep,
Wyatt, everybody's favorite. Like you put
yep,
on, like you're this calm guy, but then the camera's on, and then you become a different person. You become a more elevated version of yourself. You're like more amplified, and you're engaged, and you're just making these like references. You definitely have that persona. I would let me ask you this, like, so I mean, your name is Manning Wyatt Camp, but is Manning Camp the same person as Wyatt? Are they different people? Or like how do you kind of figure that
um
out?
that's a good question. I want to say that they are the same person, but I mean, I feel like Wyatt is like, I mean, everybody calls me Wyatt either way. So it's like, from working with you, like no one calls me Manning. So, but if I had to relate like people that know me and then people that like maybe watch me, I feel like it is like like you kind of said, like it's like a different version of me, like a little bit more like Wyatt's like more like hype, more trendy, like. And then like Wyatt, like work Wyatt is more like a little bit more serious, I would say. I still like to joke around, but
I know you do.
as you
So,
know, I
yeah.
think I don't know. Maybe you can answer that question. Like, what's the like? Because you've known me for a couple years now, so like you know me from work. Like, how am I at work, and then how am I maybe outside of work? Like, or like for my videos, like, do you see the same person?
No, I don't. Yes, I do. Like at work, like you have this incredible ability to be focused on whatever it is that you're doing, man. Like if you're at work, I mean, sure, everyone checks their phone, but you're working. I mean, other people might be pretending that they're working, but no. I mean, anyone who's listening to this video, listening to this audio, or watching this video, the one thing that they have to agree if they know you is that no, when you're at work, you work and you don't mix your business and your work, and that's a very hard ability to conquer, right? Like to be able to do the things that you do outside of work and be successful at them while still being successful at work. And so at work, it's just you're not playing around. You're I guess on game on mode or you're focused and that's what it is. You'll joke
Yeah,
around, but when it comes down to the video, you deliver. And what's important about that, there's versatility, right? Like when it's time to be a performer, you perform. You just do that. And I think
yep.
the one thing I want to extract out of this is how did you build up that persona? Because it's not like, yes, there are naturals. There are people who are just naturally gifted at putting on a performance, but you've kind of segmented it. Like you are the father to your children, but you're the husband to your wife, and then you're also this musician. That part hasn't left, but now you're doing sneakers. But when you present, when you put on a show, there is a different side of you. How did you learn to craft, not craft, but bring that side of yourself out? Was it years of like soul searching? Was it personal development? Was it through your music that you found your voice? Like, what was it?
Um, a lot of it definitely happened through music. Like when you first do your first performance, like everybody, you're up there by yourself. Like everybody's watching you. It's showtime. Like, and then the more you do it, the better you become at it. The less butterflies you get. Like you're still gonna be excited and maybe a little nervous, but when you got 100 people looking at you, when you got a couple thousand people looking at you, and they like your music, like it's time to like go on this stage and put on a show. Like, and even before music, I used to like aggressive inline skate. So
Really?
yeah, like I would say pretty much professionally to a point. Like I was on ESPN a couple of times in competitions.
Oh my God.
Um, and it's the same thing. Like just like music, like when you're making a song, when you're when the song's already mixed and mastered, like you're looking in the mirror and you're dancing and you're trying to practice. So when I was skating, like I go to the skate park, I practice my routines, I practice my tricks. But guess what? It's a competition now. The cameras are out, the lights are on. You know, it's time to perform. So I kind of learned from that. Like, go do your run, go do your 3 minute run right now. Like, boom, like everybody's watching you. You're on a huge skate park, like in a huge skate park, and you have to put on a 2 minute run. Like everybody's watching you. You're on this big course by yourself. Like, go do it. So I did that for like the beginning of my pretty much my younger life forever for like a long time. So
It's incredible. So you seem like when the spotlight is on, you know how to just put your game face on.
yeah, yeah, because I've been in so many circumstances where I actually like the spotlight on me. I like being the center of attention because I've done it so many times after time after time. Of course, I failed sometimes. Of course, I succeeded. But like at the end of the day, I kept going. I kept doing what I had a passion to do, no matter what. And so I figured out how to get good at it. So yeah,
It's interesting, and what you bring up is this incredible point because most people, and I mean, I haven't done a statistical analysis or some survey, but I would venture to guess that most people haven't really put themselves out there like that. You see a lot of people, they kind of live on the sidelines. They'll go to work, they'll play their Xbox, and they're very much in their own little bubble, in their own little world, and you'll never hear from them or hear of them. But you take that same person and you put them in front of like a pack of lions, like that person's gonna come to life. That person's gonna run, and you're gonna find his inner warrior is about to come out. And I
yeah,
think that with you, by you putting yourself in a situation where you're doing like aggressive inline skating and being on ESPN and doing music and putting your everything into music and then into this, it's almost like you've been kind of growing that persona, that performer personality all along throughout your life. And I think
yeah,
you've gotten to a point where like, there was a lot that was holding you back as well, like stuff that we don't have to talk about it on camera, but I know that you were going through a lot of personal things as well. And it was
hmm,
almost like, all right, if I do the music, can I have a family or vice versa? Right. And it
yeah,
was almost like you had all these things, and if it was just me, I, sure, you could be that aggressive inline skater, you could be that musician, but then like there's also the whole fact of just like you find someone, like, and I know that you love your wife and you've always loved her, and
yeah,
then there was a whole piece behind that, and it's up you. I'll leave the door open if you want to walk down that path, but what I'll say from my end is that I know that your wife
yeah.
was a
You were a part
huge.
of that. I
I
said
was
you
a
were a part of that. Yeah,
I
man.
was a part of that. Yeah, I took the video. Yeah, that was, and like I I remember though, man. I'm just only gonna be brief. Like I'm gonna be kind of. I'm not gonna give too many details because I want to respect your privacy, whatever. But I know that during that time, leading up into that, there was so much going on in your mind that she was the only focus of your attention, and you couldn't focus on music. You couldn't give it your all. And it was one of those things where you started to grow and realize that, wait a minute, I'm finding out what I really want out of my life. I want to have this woman in my life. I want to have my kids, but I don't want to lose this other side of me. I don't want to lose the performer. So what I'm really curious about is like it was a long time coming. It didn't just happen overnight. How did you finally come to the conclusion that, wait a minute, I could be married, I could have my kids, but I could transition over from music and start talking about sneakers? How was that process like? Because I know for a fact it didn't happen overnight.
No, it took a couple years, man. Once once I started seeing the stars align, like like I got my woman I wanted like my whole life. Like I married her. We went on a great honeymoon. Like uh we got a house. Like we got our first house together. Like we went on a family vacation to Florida. Like stuff in my brain that I always wanted to do. I started accomplishing. We started doing stuff as a family, and the next thing was now like what do I need to do? Like, what does Wyatt want to do? Like, what makes me happy? Like, besides my wife and kids, you know. So that, and this is it. Like, this was the next this was the next star that I had to connect, and it's happening as we're talking. So, yep,
And it's just like it's you say it so matter of factly, but it took so long. And I remember I used to come to you and I used to ask you, hey, even 4 months ago, you're like, yo, Numair, I'm thinking about starting this music thing up again. I've got the studio set up
yeah.
in my basement. I've got the production keyboard. I've got everything. But still something was holding you back. What was it that I know the whole lifestyle and everything, but do you think that party was afraid that if you went down that path and made it serious again, that would you possibly lose your family or something? Like,
I don't, I just don't think it, yeah, I mean, I think part of it, yeah, I think it, like we were talking about, it consumes a lot of time. And it's just a different lifestyle, man. And I just wasn't ready to go back in that same position, even though I love to make music. So this was something that I never really thought about doing until like recently. You know, like I just put everything together and I'm like, hold on, like this has been under, you know, my shirt the forever. And I just, it's time to bring it out. Like, and I was like, this makes sense. And it makes me feel just like music. Like it makes me feel like I'm doing music and I'm really not even doing music. So
isn't that incredible? Like, you really got to think about this. This is so beautiful. Like, you loved her so much that you stopped everything just to make sure that part of your life was right and your kids. You wanted to, like, I mean, if you were just on your own, you could just live in an apartment. You could live under a box, but no, you ended up
of
buying a
course,
house, right? Like, you ended
yeah,
up buying a house, and it wasn't just for you. I mean, it was for your family, wanting to kind of set them up right. You did such a wonderful thing, like watching out for them, making sure that everyone is okay, making sure that they are taken care of. And then you took risks along the way, but there were calculated risks, like leaving the MDC Magnolia to get into management. You took all these things, but now you're in a situation where, like, all right, I've got a house. I've got the woman of my dreams. I've got my kid. Now I can let the performer in me shine once again. But now it's within the context of your overall, what you truly wanted all this time. And it wasn't that the stuff in the past that didn't matter. It did matter, but you went through so many phases where you're like, well, as a single guy, I can skate all day long. As a musician, I can't have a family. All right, well, I want a family, but I still want to perform. And now you're in your bedroom and you're just putting out these videos and they're
yep,
clicking, they're resonating with people, and you don't ever have to leave the house, and your wife can kind of knock on your door whenever. She's probably calling you
yep,
right now, and it's just what it is, right?
yep,
That's amazing. How do you feel about all that? Like, do you feel like you've kind of achieved what you wanted out of life in a way?
definitely, yeah, man. Like every day, like I wake up just so thankful. You know, like I couldn't ask for any more. So, and I feel like it's only gonna get better. Like with my drive and support that I have from friends and family and loved ones, like it's only gonna get better. So look out for big things, my friend.
I'm looking out for them. Is there? I mean, you dropped so much gold here. Like, I'm telling you, man, if someone listens to this whole podcast and listens to your entire story and sees what you're doing, they see the human side of you. They're gonna learn so much. They're gonna grow so much from this. But I guess just as a final note, is there anything that you would like to tell the audience or give them advice on something or let them know? Like, is there anything that you'd like to impart on them?
Um, I just feel like it's not nothing's done until you want it to be done. Like if you want something, do anything to get what you want. Like there's no time frame. Like we're on this world for as long as, you know, we're on this world for. And there's no time set. You know, like if you don't have it today, that doesn't mean you can't get it tomorrow. And it doesn't mean you can't get it 5 years from now. Like nothing comes easy. You have to work for everything. And if you have that mentality, then I feel like you'll get anything that you set your mind out that you can do. So I just never give up, man. I never give up, and I'm always consistent. So I feel like if you take some of that advice and mix it in with, whatever else you guys believe, I feel like, you'll be in a good place.
I love it. It's a heartfelt. It's the grind, and I truly believe that you're gonna build foundations. This is gonna be the foundation to the rest of everything that you do. I mean, you're just gonna keep sailing higher and higher. And I know this for a fact that you're not gonna dither or step away from it because you have the foundation of what you already want. You got your wife, you got your kid, you got your house, you got both your kids, you got your house, you've got the career, you've got the management spot. It's almost like you don't have to worry about all these other things now. And now you can breathe and kind of go in the direction that you truly want. It shows how
Yep.
much you care about the people in your life, which is important, really important. And it also shows people that look, man, like you don't have to rush through life. Life is this process of unfolding. And it's like why I call it unfolding destiny. You kind of have to grow into becoming the best version of yourself. And sure, you might be able to do certain things in isolation, but what's the overall picture? Like, do you want that house? Do you want that family? Do you want that car in your driveway? Do you want to also have people in your life that care about you and vice versa? And then can you still pursue your dream along the way? And I think there's definitely ways to get the best out of your life and what you want, but you have to know yourself and know what you want. So, I guess last question is how can people find you online? What are your handles, your usernames?
So Instagram is WHYIT EVERYBODYS 302. Everybody's favorite 302. That's Instagram. Follow me. I'll follow you back. As if you watch this whole video, hopefully you understand my process. Send me a message. We can talk. If you guys have any questions about, what me and Numair talked about today, like I'm happy to discuss anything you guys want to talk about. If you need help with anything, let me know. And then YouTube is pretty much the same thing. Wyatt, everybody's favorite. And then you'll see pretty much all my videos that we've been talking about throughout this process. So yeah, man, that's me.
That's beautiful. All right, man. Thank you so much. And we'll be in touch, all right? Take
All right,
care.
bro. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
Welcome.